邊個國家講得最乞人憎啊？即係講完之後又唔要嗰啲
最乞人憎最孤寒係啲鬼佬，
鬼佬
係啊，
即係
孤寒鬼，
哦，
真係㗎，佢哋即係譬如你開佢300-400蚊啊，50啦咁，真㗎唔係講少㗎，咁咪同佢還價咯，佢一路還到賣得出咪賣俾佢咯。
哦。
In the Mong Kok Ladies Market, there's a lot going on. You got tourists, locals, people pushing carts, angry drivers, people advertising their own restaurants or even their own foot massage salons. But what intrigued us the most were the conversations vendors had with their customers, especially bargains that go sour. Our goal was to try and be on the other side of that bargain. We wanted to see if we were able to become the vendors ourselves. Initially, we went around the ladies' market with our cameras without an actual plan.
What's our plan?
Of course, we realized that the vendors didn't really like that.
Picture? No, okay.
So we decided to conduct a proper meeting about what we should do for our first official day on the field and film it.
Yes, I'm in the film with you in the film.
Unfortunately, Anson gave us some pretty bad news about our first official meeting footage.
Gentlemen, I have a pretty bad news. You know the little camera that we...
Yeah.
I lost it. And...
You didn't transfer the meeting.
Yeah.
Ah!
That's a pretty bad news.
You know what? It's okay because I wrote down everything. It's on the pieces of paper, and that footage was 2 hours long anyway. So
Look at it!
Come on.
I'm taking it well. How did you lose it?
Yeah.
In a train, in a...
Today?
Not today. Monday. Tuesday, I don't know.
But it's good that we did the interview. Holy crap! We were supposed to be there 3 hours ago. Maybe you both spread out. So I'm gonna be here. I think it's fine. Okay, first question. What are your predicted outcomes during the process and for the project itself?
I'm predicting a lot of rejections, but I think some of them might be nice enough to let us talk with them at least.
What about you, Tree? What do you think will happen today and also throughout the whole project?
Maybe today many rejections. I think some of them, or maybe only 1 to 2, they like to talk with us, or even very talkative. They tell us everything they see, they used to do, or yeah.
Why do they keep talking to us? But the only reason why they're talking to us is because they're listing out all the reasons why they don't want to join us. For me, I agree with both of you. I think there will be a lot of rejection. But if we do this properly and show that we're students,
That's very personal.
yeah, we have to make sure we tell them that we're students, or else they'll really think that we're like news reporters or something like Apple Daily or something, trying to find some secrets. What's the second question? What is your experience with the Mong Kok Ladies Market before the project?
Not much, but I feel a lot of apart from the busy city like in Hong Kong, like downtown. It's like another kind of culture.
Lele?
You've
never been there before? Like
yes,
before
I
we
mean,
tried.
what across that road, but being a local, I don't really care, or of course I never buy, or not so many experience. So
That's one of the places where me and my friends we'd hang out there sometimes. I've actually bought like a bow tie there once. They sold ties, they sold like shirts, and they sold bow ties on the side. And then when we asked how much the price was, I think it was about like maybe 80. For example, 80, right? And then we realized that we had no idea how to bargain. Okay, here, $80, 3 each, right? And we looked at each other like slowly, like, you wanna market.
Like you don't even know how much that thing costs.
Okay, so we only ask 2 questions to ourselves. I don't know what Kerri's and Anson's are, but then
Yeah.
we can ask them later. Oh, you know what?
Call them.
I'll call Anson. Oh, Anson.
What are your predicted outcomes during the process and for the project itself?
Yes. Can you repeat the last sentence?
This project has a lot of predictable factors.
Unpredictable factors.
Yeah. What's your experience with the ladies markets before the project?
I wonder as a customer, it's crazy the first time I saw all those.
I can't hear.
But I get what you mean. Like you don't buy things there, so you don't go there often.
Okay, that's all.
Thank
That's all
you.
we're gonna ask. Hello, Kerri?
What are your project outcomes during the process and for the project itself?
I think that a lot of the vendors will not be very cooperative because it's not very usual that like a bunch of students will come and ask to occupy their stall to film. So,
Okay.
why do you laugh me?
What is your experience with?
Hi, Mikey.
Hi. What is your experience with Mong Kok Ladies Market before the project?
It's very chaotic.
Chaotic.
A lot of vendors are kind of mean sometimes, especially if you don't buy their thing. They'll be like,
Go away.
Go ahead. Don't buy.
some are nice enough to give you the price that you want. Though I'm not that good at bidding, but yeah, just some people are very like scary.
Okay, thanks, Kerri. See you later.
Bye
Bye-bye.
But
Once we finished our self-interviews and after Anson gave us the bad news, we decided to go grab some lunch and finally head to the ladies market again. We had an actual plan this time, which was to go to each stall and interview each of the vendors.
So basically, those are the 4 questions. So these are the interview questions that you need to ask. But when we walk around, I'm gonna be writing down the merchandise, the initial reaction. So like whether or not they were annoyed, angry, or avoiding or whatever initial reaction. No camera, right? Yeah.
We split ourselves into groups. Michael and Kerri would go to the store on the right, while Russell, Trey, and I would go to the store on our left. We only covered one entire block, but when we were finished, we already conducted over 50 different interviews. Of course, about 18% of them rejected us.
Things started to look pretty hopeless until we ran into this sweet and wonderful woman who had been working in the ladies market for about 30 years.
我哋學生嚟嘅，我哋城市大學生嚟嘅，咁就好想幾題問題問你哋啦，有關呢條街嘅文化咁。好啊，唔該你。你喺度擺咗檔幾耐？40年。哦，30幾40年。
We asked her what she thought about her customers, and she had quite something interesting to say.
有冇話邊個國家講得最乞人憎啊？即係講完之後又唔要嗰啲啊？
最乞人憎、最孤寒係啲鬼佬。
鬼佬。
係啊，孤寒鬼。
哦。
真係㗎，佢哋即係譬如你開佢300-400蚊啊，50啦咁。真價唔係講少㗎，咁咪同佢還價咯，佢一路還到賣得出咪賣俾佢咯。
哦。When we're done with the interview, we asked whether it would be a bother to return to her store for our project.
唔係，我哋要幫下你哋嘅，因為你哋係功課嚟，係咪？咁係真嘅嘢拍乜講？嗱，我哋以前都經常性好多學生，有啲哋直情喺度學賣嘢添啊！
Afterwards, we decided to conduct a few interviews with the people walking around. But we wanted to try something a little different.
I feel like it would be interesting if they held the camera and they're the ones. It's like even though we're interviewing them, it's like we don't see their faces. I don't know why, but I feel like that would be like a interesting way to make the.
And so we set off to work. We found a few people who were willing to do this interview experiment with us.
record me. Yeah. And I will ask you some questions. First, you are come from Hong Kong.
Yes.
Okay. What do you think about this street, the Ladies Market street?
Extremely busy.
Very busy.
Very
Okay.
busy, yes.
And do you bargain with the vendors when you buy something?
Yes, I do.
Okay. What do you think about this culture or
Yes, it is. It's good. Once you know what the prices are, it's easier.
Okay.
But I think for foreigners that come here, I think they may pay a bit too much.
Oh, I see.
Yes.
Do they kind of make it easier for foreigners to bargain, or do they,
No, I think they bargain, but they still buy it for more than it's worth.
Okay.
But if you live here like me for the last 7 years, you know what more or less the price is. So.
And that's when we realized that this guy wasn't exactly a tourist, so we decided to look for someone with a little less experience of Hong Kong.
Questions, just 3 small questions.
Why do I got to film you while you ask me the questions?
No,
He can film you.
Huh? Sorry?
Why do I have to film you?
No, we just want to see what goes.
It's a different kind of interview. We want to do it
Because we want to break the convention of interviewing people.
Sure.
We just
Go.
want to see our reactions instead. Okay,
go.
So.
I've got you now. It's okay. I'm a bit slow.
Nah,
Round up. It's a bit
okay.
slow.
Okay, so do you currently live in Hong Kong?
No.
All right.
No.
So where are you
It's
from?
good. It's good. Australia.
Okay. So how do you like it so far here in Hong Kong?
I love it.
Okay, so you were here at the Ladies Market. What was your initial reaction when you first arrived here?
Market.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So what do you think of the vendors here? Are they like rude?
Cool.
Okay.
Everyone's cool, yeah.
Oh, okay. So have you had any problems while you were bargaining? Trying
No.
to talk to them?
No problem.
No, really?
Yeah.
What
I
was-
don't have. I don't bargain. My wife does bargain. I just.
Oh.
You should interview her. She'd tell you. She'd make you pay. She says they say 150. She says 15.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that real? Is that true?
Yeah.
Really?
She starts low.
What was the product?
No, she doesn't care.
Really?
Whatever she wants, she starts really low. That's her game. We were in Shenzhen yesterday. Same thing. Is that a flea? Oh, it's a
Okay,
flea.
that was all we wanted to ask.
Okay, cool, buddy.
So thank you so much. You were one of the nice ones. Everyone rejected us.
So we thought things went pretty smoothly until this happened.
Guys, come here. I want to do a thing. Yeah, she wants to do an interview. Never my wife. She doesn't know.
It's okay. I'm not gonna put her on the camera.
We're not filming.
Thankfully, nothing really bad happened except for an angry Australian wife and an angry Australian daughter. That night, Kerri and I compiled all our observations. Both of us wrote down the vendors' initial reactions, the merchandise, and the interview answers. For the second day on the field, only Michael and I were available. And to make matters worse, it started raining. Heavily. Our goal for the day was to try and see if that nice woman was at the stall. But first, we had a lunch meeting. Of course.
So we just finished lunch, and we're gonna try and see if the woman who actually wants to work with us, we're gonna see if she is there today. If she's not, then we're just gonna get a few interviews from locals, maybe tourists. Hopefully.
But after getting out of the mall, we realized that interviewing people wouldn't be such a good idea, especially in this weather. So we decided to find the woman instead.
So apparently the woman is not here today because it's Saturday, but the stall is still open. The other half is not here because, well, it's raining. But then the current stall keeper right now says it's okay to film. Of course, we told her we wouldn't film her because she probably wouldn't want that, but at least we can film a bit. We just wanted a few shots of the merchandise here, and yeah, that's where the women would sit.
Despite this turn of events, we're still glad that we're able to take some footage of the stall. We also figured that since it was raining, it would have probably been a hassle anyway.
After that, we decided to just go home since there wasn't that much to do there.
That child is trying to drink rainwater.
We updated the others on what happened and planned to come back one more day. We planned quite a few things for this day. 1, we were going to go back to the stall and see if we could continue our project, and 2, we were going to take some more footage. More importantly, a time lapse. But Tree was running pretty late, so we had lunch first. Of course.
That is my favorite! Stick rice.
While we waited for our food, I showed the others the intro of our project. After we finished eating, we left the restaurant and met up with Tree. We went around looking for the stall, but we couldn't seem to find it anywhere. Eventually, we found it, but the lady wasn't there to greet us. Instead, we ran into one of the vendors who was present during the first interview, and he didn't seem that happy to see us.
So after that, we couldn't decide on what to do next until one of us suggested that we head to the bridge to get more footage for the time lapse.
At the end of the day, Kerri headed home, while Anson, Tree, Michael, and I reviewed the intro one more time.
That's great.
Which one do you think is better? The one with a lot of noise or the conversation between Anson and the old woman?
I think the one is not cut down, not cut is better.
I think the second one, I mean this one is better for the intro. Because this montage mixed with the handheld shot of that intro, I think it works better.
Former one, the first one.
The first one, the one with
this one.
the one with Anson speaking with the old woman?
Same with
Whoa! Same with Ant. Same with Tree.
I agree with you. Like the beginning, the shakiness makes sense. But then I also like how in the beginning you hear a conversation and it makes you interested in what is coming next or something. So maybe we'll stick to the first one.
Once I got home, I started editing the audio from our interviews and started to work on the video itself. I also asked the others if they could make a few videos of themselves reflecting upon the entire project.
Oh, so long.
And once all of that was over, day 3 was complete. So yeah, the project started off with us trying to learn more about the ladies market, with becoming the vendors as the end goal. But as you could see, things didn't exactly go to plan.
We have walked through the whole street. Most of them hate us and even recognize us. But yeah, some of them are kind. That's great.
I think our project was very interesting. It was cool to actually talk to the vendors instead of actually just bargaining with them, like actually get to know their story.
It's too bad that we weren't able to do the project in the way that we wanted to, but I think that's okay.
And it's really beneficial to us. And I truly appreciate how this assignment provides us with an opportunity to think about things that we don't have opportunity to think about.
I started to realize that we learned so much more about ourselves, and you could say that we learned about the ladies market in an indirect manner. We got to survey the area in more in depth than usual. We got better at exiting our comfort zones, and more importantly, our relationship and our interactions with each other as a group even grew to a certain level, and we were able to document that through this project, and I feel like that's something that I'm very grateful for. And in the end, even though we didn't really do what we wanted to do in the first place, we still got that awesome time-lapse video.